Welcome back everyone, and welcome to episode 12. So in the previous episode, episode 11, we saw where the engineering company decided my block was not salvageable, and I acquired a new block. So in this episode, what I wanted to start doing is cleaning the block up. So I'm going to actually turn it upside down and start cleaning the underside, but also start moving across some of the ancillary things. There's a lot of brackets and things that I need off the old block and put it back onto this block, but also I'll probably bring the oil pump across, order a new water pump, but that might be outside of this episode. So let's get going with it. So the underside of the engine's clearly sort of scraped on something. It's not terrible, but there's a few little gouges and things, so I may swap it out with my other one. The luxury of having two engines. So let's just try a little bit of gunk on it. Very soft wire brush, to see how it comes up. I've not tried cleaning any of the aluminium yet, so it's worth just experimenting a little bit. The gouges on here they're just superficial, I think. They're not anything bad. I'm not sure this is the best sort of cleaner for aluminium. So just very delicately paint gunk around here. I don't really want to get it all inside the oil filler hole there, so I'm just going to do it very gently. It's working quite well. It's cutting through all the grease, oil. It's really just a bit of a tidy up so I can see what's what, and make assembling it a bit easier. Brush this on now. There's a lot around the front of the oil pan. Yeah, this is coming up pretty good actually. I'm not sure whether I was recording a minute ago, but this is completely swamped in oil, really like coated. And I've probably done about 5 minutes on it, something like that, with gunk. It just dissolves it, turns it into like a liquid that you just need to wipe up pretty much, or wait for it to run off. I'll carry on doing this. There's no point you watching me, even though it's in fast forward, there's no point. I'm not really proposing this as its final tidy up. I'm just getting some of the oil off, one, to experiment and see how easy it comes off, but also every time I touch the car I'm going to get dirty. I tend to work on it in gaps, run out for 20 minutes and do a little bit, and it makes it a little bit harder if it's completely covered in oil, because I have to really wash my hands thoroughly afterwards to get it all off. So I'll carry on doing this, and then you'll probably join me when I'm going to try and get off the oil pump. Right, I'll try and give you a look at the engine. That's after about 1 hour. It's by no means clean, but it's a lot better. Obviously I've not done anything in this sort of region all the way across. I haven't actually cleaned the head at all. But the back pan, the oil pan's looking a little bit cleaner. It needs a lot more, but it's nice just to sort of get a lot of that really heavy oil off, and at least means when I touch the engine I'm not going to get completely dirty, and we can start looking around sort of the water pump and the oil pump and stuff. Okay, I've been working away down here this morning. I didn't film me taking off the bits because it's sort of crouching on the floor. I should have thought harder about where I stored this engine. I've just taken the oil pump out, which took quite a lot of going. In the process, I managed to break I think it's called the inner timing belt cover, where I was hitting the oil pump with a rubber mallet and I just caught it by mistake. So I may have to buy a new one of those. That's the oil pump. One of the cogs has come out, so I'll leave that as it is. Taking the crank pulley off took quite a long time as well. I kept reading up online, and you do just keep waggling it backwards and forwards, and eventually it comes. So it's almost stripped down. I'm going to take this out of here, which presumably is some kind of sender, if it's low, probably. And I don't think there's much more I need to take off. I may need this bracket up the top here, this one. I don't think there's much else to take off from the front. I've double checked whether there's the dipstick jigging on mine. Yeah, and then that'll just basically stay there. There might be some stuff around the other side I've got to just check. So I've just taken the bolts out of this and just hit it a couple of times lightly. I'm hoping it's just going to come out now. I still don't actually know what it is. It's more complicated as it's here. Why doesn't that just pull out? There it is. Okay. Right. Okay, I'll wrap that in some paper, I think, before putting it in my tub. Okay, with the front of the old engine stripped down, I'm going back to a little bit of therapeutic cleaning. It's a Sunday, I want to just chill out for a little while, so I'm just going to sort of work away at this with a bit of gunk, try and dissolve this grease off. It all needs doing at some point. I think if I just slowly keep working away at it, we'll get there. I've just popped the dipstick tube back in just so it protects this hole a little bit while I'm cleaning around it. I'm kind of testing parts cleaner against gunk, which I'm going to use on this side of the engine to see which does it easier. I like the fact this is in a can though. It's really nice just to spray it and let it do its thing. And easy to get into the holes. The gunk is in a canister. I have to sort of pour it into a jar or something. Okay, I've done about another hour of cleaning on the engine. Starting to come up better now. Top's pretty clean up there. These two holes, so there's a a hole here and a hole here. They're quite deep and they're quite hard to get at, but I'll keep going with those. Front head is, I've done like a preliminary clean on it. You can see it's not perfect, but it's getting there. Around this side, I've still not cleaned down the head, so along this area here. But you know, we're getting there, it's getting good. Update on other things, so I've ordered the water pump. That should arrive in the next few days with the seal and the bolts. I have also ordered the gasket set, so we can start talking about you know, redoing everything. Obviously take the sump off. I want to clean all that out inside anyway, just in case there's any gunk has gone down inside the hole there. What else did I order? I've also, in the background, the car was missing the tank cradles. I've also ordered that. That should arrive sometime towards the end of next week. So when we're done with the engine, we'll start looking at the fuel and basically start at the back, take the fuel tank off, and I'll then put the cradle on. If you remember, it's held on at the moment by what I think is a bicycle inner tube. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there today. Tomorrow I'll come back and we'll do a bit more cleaning. And hopefully, I mean, I might start having a look at the oil pump and trying to work out what I need to do with that, if I just clean it thoroughly and put it back on, or if it needs servicing or what. Right, so I've angled the engine right over and I can kind of get into these deep wells at the top of the engine here. I'm going to loosen it out with a screwdriver because there's a lot of, I guess it's just grit and whatever sort of got in there, and then mixed with oil it's becoming sort of paste. It's very hard to scrape off, so I'm just going to agitate it with a screwdriver, and then I might even try and hoover it out. Yeah, it's like a sticky paste. Right, well I'll keep doing that. It's probably the same here. Okay, this is like a sludge in there. I don't know if you can see that. Very nice. So this week has definitely been a lot of cleaning. I've probably spent a bit less time on the engine as I've been waiting for stuff like the pump and the gaskets to come. The gaskets arrived, but I can see that one of the gaskets is ripped. I think it's it looks to me like one of the cam cover ones. So I've contacted them and we'll work out what we do with that, but ultimately it needs to go back, or they need to send another gasket. They could just replace that one, I guess. I've not opened the pack, so I can't actually see what else is broken in there, but I'm guessing it's probably only that one. This is just WD-40. I find really breaks up the grease well. And I've got loads of it. Okay, well I think that pretty much wraps up this week. What turned out to be a quick tidy up of the engine has gone into being a full clean of the engine. Although by no means complete, there's still lots of little places. I mean, this side's not cleaned particularly well yet. There's lots of little holes that I need to get a smaller wire brush into and really sort of dig away at. But it's pretty good. I mean, I always say when you buy a new car, you never know the car until you wash it and you sort of bond with it and look at all the panels and you see all those scratches and dents and things. And it seems it's the same with an engine. It's not until I've been over this with a wire brush that I've actually looked at all the bits. Found those sort of scuffs on the underpan, underside of the oil pan, and sort of really had a good go of the engine. But I'm pleased to see there aren't any snap studs, there are no cracks or anything, you know, no one's over tightened anything. So the engine looks in really good condition. And the cylinders, again, I've not actually turned it over yet, but from what I can see, they look in good condition. So at the moment, quick update, we're waiting for things like when the gaskets came back, but one of those is split, so I'm waiting for that to be resolved. The water pump is on order and should arrive probably tomorrow. I've got some parts to rebuild the tensioner, the timing belt tensioner, so we can have a look at that. What else is there? The heads are still away. He's hoping to have those done by next Friday, as long as I can find him an exhaust valve, which is proven to be a bit of a problem. I'm still trying to source one. I can just go and buy one brand new, but they're about £120, which I was trying to avoid because it feels like it should be there should be a used one out there somewhere that I can grab for £20-30. But all of that hopefully will come out in the next video. I'm hoping that's where we get to. So I'll wrap this video there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Stay tuned. Lots more videos coming. Trying to release one once a week. And I'll see you next week.